What's up guys, Luke here from Luke's Points and Miles. And since I've had this channel, I've always been an American Express card fan, and I've always labeled myself as an American Express fanboy. Now, during this journey, I have earned tons of airline miles and hotel points. I've earned quite a few Chase UR points, Citi Thank You points, and even the Capital One miles. I've gotten great value from all of them, and to top it off, I'm currently in the middle of a cashback experiment. Now, this video isn't about that, but I will admit I'm already a little underwhelmed by the cashback option so far. But I'll continue just for reporting purposes. Through all this, I've still maintained that I am an Amex man. Is it possible to continue down this path with all the recent and, in my opinion, weird changes? I mean, for the last couple of years, Amex has basically been daring us to earn hundreds of thousands of MR points, visit their lounges, and crush sign-up bonuses. And it looks like that party may be over, at least for now. Before I give you my reasons for staying a loyal Amex customer, let's talk about some of the specifics that have the credit card community jibber-jabbing like a bingo hall full of old Irish biddies. The community took note when Amex took away everyone's favorite double bonus play. You know, getting the bonus on the Vanilla Platinum, only to get the bonus on the Charles Schwab Platinum soon after. Most folks then canceling the Vanilla and keeping the CS Platinum. That one really was a favorite, even back when the bonuses were only 60,000. But now it seems we are only eligible for one bonus between the two. I will note though that it seems it is still possible to get a bonus on the Morgan Stanley Platinum. I think the real concern is if this type of procedure is a precursor of things to come. One thing that wasn't well known in the credit card community was that Amex had been taking away referral links in the last couple of years. Personally, I have only had referral links for my Amex business cards for well over a year. That may not be a huge deal for some folks, but the old 55,000 MR points and referrals per year per card was a big deal for some of us. And it was always super easy to get your friends or family to sign up for a gold card, right? Again, at first we didn't pay much attention, but this was just one piece of the puzzle. Now we're starting to see death by 1,000 cuts. What else has changed? Sign-up bonuses for some cards would seemingly come and go. For example, to complete the Amex trifecta, you would do well to get the Blue Business Plus card. The BBP normally had a small 15,000 point bonus, but then we were also seeing huge 75,000 point bonuses with no lifetime language. Shortly after, the bonus went away completely. Rest assured, it looks like it is back for now. This next one will vary according to who you talk to, but I believe the retention offers have dramatically slowed down. Years ago, I could actually count on an offer after the first year. That has only been the case on select cards, and I've heard the same from a lot of other people. Now, I'm not saying we are all entitled to a retention bonus just to keep the card, but we were getting accustomed to expecting one, and they seem to have went away, at least to some degree. Real quick, guys, if you are interested in Amex cards or really any cards, check out my organized card link in the description below. Using my link really supports the channel, and it allows me to give you guys mostly sponsor-free content because that's what you guys prefer. If you've used my link in the past, I thank you. I included this next one even though I'm not sure it's credible, and I'll explain. We've seen so many current reports of the dreaded pop-up jail that one would think this is much more common than before, and it could be. My question about this is, just from my perspective, the pop-up jail reports seem to come from folks very young in their credit card journey and folks that maybe have a smaller number of cards. I also think folks don't really understand that American Express wants more than anything for you to spend on their cards. All of them. I think a number of these reports are coming from folks that got a bonus and then sock drawered cards. I also think most of the younger folks may not understand that the pop-up they receive is for that particular card they applied for. American Express may not be interested in giving you that 120,000 MR point bonus because you spent $4,100 on the gold card in the last 23 months. Then again, this is just me speculating, but there are for sure more pop-up jail reports nowadays. Then something very strange happened. These weird rules about only being eligible for a bonus for certain cards in certain card families, I still haven't gotten a great grasp on this because it does have some level of complication. Any way you slice it, folks will be getting less sign-up bonuses in the future. Whether that affects you or not, it's not good for the community. So after all this, why am I continuing to label myself an Amex fanboy? One disclosure real quick is I don't work for any credit card companies, including American Express, so I'm not an Amex shill. These are just my opinions. Here are 5 reasons why I will be continuing my relationship with American Express, at least for now. Number 1, best customer service on the planet. Again, these are my opinions. American Express has always had my back, even when I mess up or when I'm being taken advantage of. I have a lot of stories about Amex stepping up and making things right, even when it was obvious they didn't have to. My favorite example is during this weird worldwide pandemic, Japan Airlines would not refund me a flight to Tokyo during a time when I was not allowed to enter the country. Amex couldn't even convince them to refund me, so Amex credited my account the price of the round-trip ticket. Pretty amazing stuff right there. I've had to call Amex several times about things that could actually be considered my fault. I appreciate their customer service very much, and that could be because I travel. I don't just stack up points to look at them. Next reason I'll stick around is simple. Amex has great cards. No card issuer has a competitor for the American Express Gold Card for folks that spend more than $15,000 a year or so on food. I get it. If you're 21 years old, single, and 104 pounds, you can get away with other cards. But when that spend climbs, 4 times MR points pulls away from any other permanent earner, year after year. Everyone has tried, but there is absolutely no one issuing a premium travel card anywhere in the same world as the Platinum card. Nothing really comes close, so I'm not even entertaining arguments. There is no substitute for the global lounge access and all the travel benefits of the Amex Platinum. Even the everything else category is a boring 2 times, not a 1.5x like its closest competitor. And I don't really want to hear, but it's a business card. Listen, you're not getting declined for it, so stop making that an excuse. And you guys know how I feel about hotel credit cards. Amex has some of the best. You have no shortage of top tier cards with Amex as an issuer. Now, this next reason is still up in the air, but most of these really weird devaluations do not seem to be affecting the business cards of the Amex lineup. The business cards seem to be more or less intact, and we've recently discovered that some of the business cards are actually churnable, meaning you can get the bonus more than once. They also have no lifetime language offers. So if business cards are your thing, you can really get a lot of secret bonuses. What I mean by that is cards won't report to your personal credit, and you very likely won't even receive a hard inquiry on your credit report. No one else offers that for you gardening folks. Number 4 is probably not for everyone, but Amex has been offering a lot more banking products lately, from high yield savings accounts to business checking accounts, and they even have a competitive business line of credit. I have all these products and I'm really satisfied with them so far. I would suggest maybe those folks that are in pop-up jail to help their banking relationship by checking out some of those products. Last reason, I guess I've already mentioned, let's kind of go back to it. You can get a dozen or more cards with only one hard pull. So if you are inquiry sensitive, depending on where you are in your journey, Amex could be a really great idea if you want to conserve hard pulls. Now that I've sang American Express praises, what do I really think? Well, none of my loyalty is unconditional. Business is business and it needs to be mutually beneficial. What are some things that could force me to move on from American Express? Well, first and foremost, I have to be able to control how much I pay in annual fees each year. If the rumors of an annual fee increase on the gold card comes to fruition, I'm going to have to consider another option. I like what Sledge recently said in a video about perceived effective annual fees. They don't exist if you ask his bank account or his wallet. It turns out I travel. I travel a lot for my own reasons, but I'm also a normal person. I can't always shell out thousands of dollars to prepay for a hobby. I rarely even think about a good $95 credit card, but if we're getting up into the hundreds of dollars a year, I have to at least consider alternatives. The next reason I could move on is very simple. If the competition gets better, they'll get more looks. The Bilt Rewards card has shown us that a new card can be a real disruptor, even with no annual fee. Wells Fargo could actually become a player that could force everyone to level up. I know many of you don't like Wells as a bank, but the autograph card with transfer partners should become very interesting to a lot of us. We keep getting mixed news about Citi, but I still think they have competitive cards on the lower annual fee end, and I'm one of the few people that is actually optimistic on the Strata Elite card. Fingers crossed. I really wanted to make this video to kind of encompass my thoughts on all these crazy Amex changes. With most of these things, I don't get too excited about them, and I tend to keep emotions out of the equation. I truly believe we are in the golden age of credit card rewards, so if Amex changes their approach and it doesn't fit, there's an easy pivot. Guys, this is it for me. Remember to check out my super cool card link in the description below. And remember, the holidays will be here very soon. If you aren't using a retail shopping portal, I will recommend Rakuten. Rakuten is easy to use, has great rates, and they have an option where you can earn Amex MR points in lieu of the cash back, making them much more valuable for me. Use my link in the description below and you'll get $30 cash back or $3,000 MR points on your very first purchase. Do it, it's free money. Guys, if you stayed all the way to the end, thanks, I appreciate you.